You are watching QLM Business News. Here are today's news stories. Fury as government rejects pension compensation for 1950s women. Outrage as government rejects compensation for women affected by pension age changes. Campaigners have expressed outrage after the government rejected recommendations to compensate women affected by changes to the state pension age, labeling the decision unjustified and an insult. The Women Against State Pension Inequality (WASPI) group claims that 3.6 million women born in the 1950s were inadequately informed about the rise in the state pension age, which brought them in line with men. Originally, women received their state pension at 60, but changes legislated in the 1995 Pensions Act increased the age to 65, later accelerated under the 2011 Pensions Act. 9 months ago, the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, PHSO, recommended financial compensation of between £1,000 and £2,950 for those affected. However, Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall ruled out any payouts, arguing there was no evidence of direct financial loss. Kendall acknowledged a 28-month delay in informing women but maintained that most were aware of the changes, and earlier notice would not have altered their retirement planning. The government does not believe paying a flat rate to all women, costing up to £10.5 billion, would be fair to taxpayers, she stated. Fury from campaigners and opposition. Angela Madden, chair of WASPI, condemned the decision, saying, "The government has made an unprecedented political choice to ignore clear recommendations from an independent watchdog. This is bizarre and unjustified." The group had called for compensation of at least £10,000 per individual, far exceeding the Ombudsman's suggestions. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer acknowledged the concerns but defended the decision, citing the financial burden it would impose on taxpayers. Meanwhile, opposition parties, including the Liberal Democrats, criticised the government's stance as a day of shame for failing to rectify the injustice faced by millions of women. How did this happen? Historically, men received their state pension at 65, while women qualified at 60. The 1995 Pensions Act aimed to equalize pension ages, gradually raising women's pension age to 65 by 2020. However, the coalition government in 2011 accelerated the process, increasing the age for women to 65 by 2018. Campaigners argue that the sudden acceleration, combined with insufficient communication, left many women unprepared, leading to financial hardship and emotional distress. Some women were unaware of the changes until they were close to retirement age. Ombudsman's response and next steps. Rebecca Hilsenrath, head of the PHSO, described the government's rejection of their recommendations as disappointing, acknowledging the hardship it would cause. She also highlighted that many affected women have not lived long enough to hear the apology. The government promised to implement lessons learned from the controversy, with improved communication methods for future changes to the state pension age. Reactions from the public and politicians. Liberal Democrat pensions spokesperson Steve Darling criticized the decision, calling it disgraceful, while the Conservatives urged the government to own the decision. Helen Whately, Shadow Work and Pensions Secretary, blamed ministers for disregarding the Ombudsman's report. With over 135,000 signatures on a parliamentary petition calling for compensation, the issue remains a rallying point for campaigners demanding justice. This news story is brought to you by QLM Business News, your digital media channel. Visit qlmbusinessnews.com for more business news stories. Also follow us on Facebook, X and YouTube. To help QLM Business News bring you more news stories like this, please like, share and subscribe.